Hello, welcome to the Dead Until Dusk Paranormal Podcast. This is Connor,
Brian.
we are your hosts this evening. We are joined with our awesome guest, Nadia, formerly known as Nadia, now known as the Imperial Highness. Is that correct? Is that correct? Am I getting this right?
Yes, yes, you are. Imperial Highness it is.
Great. We talked a little bit before we pressed record to make sure we knew how to greet each other and how everybody so this is where we're at. So, Your Imperial Highness, thank you so much, Nadia. um, you have a paranormal experience or an encounter. Oh, hi, Dave. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, see, and this is it. The Imperial Highness, you know? I think there was a hidden agenda to wait for Dave to bring you.
I try my best.
Yes, everybody's being taken care of. It's fine. Um, what do you got? What do you
Oh,
got?
yes, totally. My family, fun stuff, has actually experienced a lot of so-called paranormal experience. I shouldn't quote it because, we still believe in it.
Mm.
But one of the biggest things was my grandma, my great-grandma, and my great-granddad at their current house. Granddad did, but my great-grandma still lives on that property. When my great-great-grandmother, my great-granddad's mother, passed away at that time, there was a rocking chair in my grandma's room that my great-grandma swear to this day that used to swing back and forth like she was still in it, and she would get like cold spots and everything. And then she talked about like, what did she say? She said when my great granddad passed away, that's when the cheer legitly just stopped. Like everything just stopped. So
Okay.
yeah, so that was the fun part about that experience from my great grandma. And then my experience actually happened when I was a lot younger,
Okay.
elementary school, at the same house.
And
I was hanging
so,
out with my.
if you don't mind, where was this house?
Okay, so it's on like the main street, Broad Street in Philly.
Oh,
It's
okay. So this
yeah,
house is located in Philadelphia.
yep.
So okay, so your
It's still in the family.
great great this is your great grandmother's house.
It's my great
Your
grandmother's
great
house
okay.
and
We're
my
fine.
great grandfather's house,
Okay.
which my great great grandmother also lived in briefly. I want to say briefly because I don't have a whole story, but before she passed
Okay.
in the house.
Okay. 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 I just want to clarify.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of greats. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a lot. I got a lot of grades happening. I was trying to figure out which grade was greater than the other grade. Okay.
Yeah, I get there too.
um, so this activity that happened in your great grandmother's house in Philadelphia,
Yup, yup.
and you experienced something as a child. You say in this house?
Yes, yes, I did.
Okay.
You ready? Here I go.
What
The fun
happened?
story. Alright. So
Give
here
it to.
I
Now
am.
you said
As a
something that's
kid.
kind of like a funny story. This is kind of what you said. You said you had like a paranormal funny story.
Well, that's because I tell it funny. It's really freaking traumatizing.
I believe you. Okay, I already believe you.
Thank you. Thank you. Here I am. I'm just a wee little child out
Okay.
there living my life. I'm still tiny. I'm 5'2". So so I get this present for my birthday, which was a toy car that I really loved, and I used to ride it back and forth. It came with a remote and everything,
Yeah.
and I overused it. So one day after school, me and my older cousin, she's about 3, 4 years older than me. My older cousin lives at my great grandma's house. We go back to that house, and my little cousin was like, my older cousin is like, hey, I learned this new thing called Bloody Mary. at school. And I was like, oh, what is that? So she
Mm.
told me this story, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So we stand in like front of one of my great grandma's 50 mirrors because old people collect mirrors. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're not wrong. You're not
thank
wrong.
you.
You're not wrong.
So
Yeah.
I guess like I forgot to mention like the toy car was also at that house. We played with it too much and like it died. Took the batteries out of the toy car because I took batteries out of everything. And I took the batteries out of the remote as well. Threw
Uh-huh.
the remote down. Everything is batteryless, and that's when she brought it up. That's how we reached that moment of being let's do Bloody Mary in a mirror. Is I did too much in my toy car, so
And so because
we
of boredom, out of like totally like putting the car into decommission.
yep. You know, you do everything on it. You take the batteries out, you change them, you move them around, whatever, nothing works. You're a kid.
Yep. When all else
You
fails,
don't.
all right, let's mess with the dead. All right, the car don't work. Let's mess with the dead.
Yeah, so everything's batteryless. You're bored. That's what it is. So
Yeah.
we did it.
We got a
We
mirror.
were
We
in the
got.
mirror and we do it like 3 times, and we're like, I'm like, nothing happened. And she was like, yeah, I guess nothing happened. So we're like, all right. Next thing you know, I hear it behind me. And a tour car is behind us, and it goes, and then it lights up, and I was like, what? So I turn around, she turns around, and here it goes, back and forth, back and forth. The remote is on the couch, batteryless, back is exposed and stuff, non-curse words. And it's just going back and forth. So my cousin's like, oh snap. So we're both is in front of the stairs. We both had to run the stairs. So she pushed me down. Never trust this lady. After that, I don't trust her. So she pushed me down, hops over the toy car, and runs up the steps. And I'm just like, well, I guess this is how I die. And like,
Yeah.
and since that
Every man
moment,
for
that's where,
themselves.
yeah, that was the biggest moment. I was like, oh, snaps. Something's happening. And then, you know, like, you hear afterwards, I heard the story about my great grandma and my great grandfather and all that fun
Mhm.
stuff like years later, and I'm like, yeah, the house do have spirits. That house definitely is haunted. Sure, there's things that happen in it, as long as you properly like make sure that they're not gonna like, you know, like me personally, like whenever you just feel like whoosh, I would just go like, yo, don't mess with my food.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
yeah,
you would feel like you would feel a presence, and you'd also let that presence know, hey, I know. Let's just not mess with each other, right?
exactly. Please.
And I mean, that's usually been my practice. If I ever feel something, and if I'm aware that it's something else, or if I think it's something else, I just say, hey, I'm not here to harm you, and I only want to get along.
You are so nice. I never said that because I was still young. So I was just like, yo, dog,
Yeah.
don't fuck with me. Don't mess with me.
Plus, the,
Nothing,
plus the
yo.
thing is, like, it could be family too.
Could be family. I mean,
Yeah, you realize that afterwards with the story that it could be, but I'm like, why would you play like that?
now, before playing this game, Bloody Mary,
Uh,
um, you hadn't experienced anything else in the house?
nah,
It wasn't until that point?
nothing that I can personally remember.
Okay. But then,
That was like a trigger.
okay. Now, yeah, I was just going to say, would you say that you guys experienced, like, obviously the car, but were there, like, noticeable things, like, after that, or was that, like, a super ramp, and then, like, it tiered it out after that?
Yeah, like it definitely did teeter out. It's just like
Yeah.
you just don't. see, you can think that it's just your nerves at the end of the day, but she's older. She got like a ton of mirrors in the house, so obviously you just feel like somebody's always like watching you during certain times of the day
Mm-hmm.
afterwards. But other than that, you can always just brush that off. But it's like, oh yeah, maybe I'm just being all super nervous because I experienced my supernatural Toyikari incident.
Yeah, yeah, man. I only wish there was video of this incident
That
of
was
the.
like early 2000s. What type of video would you want?
I don't know. They still had video camcorders, you
I mean,
know.
sure. Yeah, it's like 1999, 2001 ish, that
Listen,
area.
if it had happened in my house and I was a kid, it would have been on film because my dad has video of every single stage of my development. So,
Dog. No. We
so,
would all ran, but I
um,
mean, yeah.
now,
Growing up, I definitely met a lot of people with different stories as well in regards to the supernatural. In college, I met a girl who claimed that she saw ghosts on the regular.
really,
Yeah, I wish I could bring her to you, but it was no contact because she was kind of weird.
Mm.
was it the ghost thing or?
Yeah, definitely the ghost thing.
Okay, no, I'm kidding. um,
That's the ghost thing that made it weird.
but
She said I
I
see dead
think
people, and
I
I was like, cool,
no, she dyed
you're
her hair weird.
cool,
It's
but
okay, no.
we're not gonna be friends on Facebook or anything like
Well,
that.
I mean, hey, I mean, I could only wish that you guys had remained tight and close and had talked and discussed and had, transparency upon what was going on, just so we could talk like today. But that's okay. That's
I
okay.
have another story.
You have another story?
Yeah, I was thinking about I like listening to haunted house stories and haunted ghost stories a lot. So I brought it up to my coworkers, and while I'm at the reception desk or sometimes on breaks,
Okay.
I listen to that. And my coworker told me about her daughter who actually saw spirits as a kid, and
Really?
then she told me all the stories. Yeah,
oh wow.
Now is that all she said that she saw a spirit growing up?
her daughter seen spirits.
And continues to this day?
I don't think I specifically asked if she still sees spirits, but definitely it was. My coworker said it was very like it was like such a situation that she was always like,
Hey,
but they're like used to it because she's. My coworker said that her grandmother also had a special sight, so they were kind of used to it, but it's
okay.
still freaky because you can't see it, but her child saw it.
So kind of like an open medium kind
Yeah.
of thing, like where kind of like Halo Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense, where he could see people
See
and
dead people. Yeah. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. That I mean, so this is a coworker. You can still talk to this person, right?
Yeah, I like the horror stories, like how
Oh,
you guys do. So
okay.
I listened to them, and
Well,
in my listening, I was like, "Yo, who got a horror story to tell me?" And she was like, "I got tons,"
well, I think
and I was
maybe
like, "Lay it on me."
I think maybe one day you should either like I know with everything being how it is, maybe having her over at your house it won't be good, but finding some way to do like some joint thing where you're on and she's on one window and then we could like talk to each other or something or like talk to her another time because I mean that'd be fascinating. I'm always interested to hear from anybody who has any like empath senses or
Oh,
in
dog.
tune with the medium sensitivity, a sensitive. There's lots of different vocabulary for what
I
we're
know what you're
talking
talking
about.
about, but her
Yeah,
stories are definitely a lot more. They're a lot more vivid and definitely longer in stretch.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, she told me one story about when somebody passed away in her family, and she kept having dreams about that. Now, I watch a lot of paranormal stuff, so I was like, "How did that make you feel?" And she just
Yeah.
felt like her soul was being yanked out her body in one of the dreams, and
Hmm,
oh
it was
hmm,
so
wow.
hmm.
interesting.
And you know what? and I am
So that was
fascinated
it.
by it too, and I would love to talk to anybody who wants to talk about these things. Now,
Yeah,
so this is a coworker, so I bet you guys like talk. Do you talk about this with her all the time? Like every.
yeah, well, I like horror stuff. It makes me happy.
And you know what? And you know what, Your Imperial Highness? It makes me happy too. um,
Yeah.
well,
Thank you.
hey, have you been watching the podcast? Have you been checking them out and stuff? The five that we have up or whatever we have.
Nah,
Well,
you
oh
didn't
yeah,
post
that's
them on
right. Because
Facebook as far as I know.
we have to send.
Anyway, send me a link.
Yeah, that's right. We have to send you I forget. I think I think I put one out. The one that you shared one time. I shared it too, but that was really it because it was like still a test with Jason. I believe
yeah.
it was like our third one. I think that's the one that's like floating around publicly. But yeah, we have most of the ones on my private.
Yeah, I think that one has the most
page.
views right now.
Yeah. That one is doing pretty well. But Nadia,
Yeah, what's up?
yeah. Anything else? Anything else for us?
I mean, I could tell other people's stories. I have tons of stories.
Do you have like another close friends story that maybe like really stands out to you that you might want
Yes.
to relay? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. When back in college, I had a roommate. She used to make dolphin noises, and once again, I used to love horror. So I was like, one day I was listening to a horror podcast, and I was like, "Hey, who has horror stories?" And she told me about her childhood.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you want to listen to it right now?
Well, I mean, it give us something juicy.
Yeah, sure. No worries. I usually like. All right, here we go.
Okay. Okay.
So what's her name? I forgot her name. All right, let's just call her Dolphin Girl at the moment.
Dolphin Girl works.
All right, so Dolphin Girl, she was telling me about when she grew up. Her and her sister, who were similar in age, used to always hang out with this boy, young child. They would play with him, play hide and seek, play tag, and just have all around fun with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
As they got older, they stopped seeing him. Now they just assumed it wasn't more like they assumed. It's just it just felt so natural that they didn't see him anymore. That it was like they just didn't think about him, and it was just such a natural occurrence that there was no type of question of why am I not thinking about this kid? Why am I not seeing him? It's just this is normal.
Yeah.
So her parents had another child, and it was her younger siblings, and her younger sibling was playing with a boy, and she described that kid an exact description as what my roommate Dolphin Girl remembered the kid to be. So she told her the other sisters, and they were all like, yeah, that was him, and to the T, same hair, same eyes, same clothes. And they're just like, that's when like in her telling the story, she said like they had that realization that, oh snap, we were playing with a ghost, and now my younger sister is also playing with the ghost, but we also didn't feel any type of what's that word, evil. I'm not
Negativity.
Yeah, no negativity.
There's no malice.
No negative. Yes.
Yeah.
No malice, no negative energy from them. So she told me that she told her sister, like, let him know that we say hi because they can't see him anymore. And yeah.
I think that's so fascinating. So, these kids were individually playing with the same apparition. It was clearly not a child that was really there, you know. Oh, but they all individually
saw
it and were like friends with it in different.
I know, it sounds weird, right?
They didn't talk about it until afterwards.
Yeah, because they just naturally. It was just a natural occurrence for them to just go, oh, we're not seeing this person no more. I like from the mindset and from listening to her talk, it was just so normal to. I don't even know how to explain it. This is here and it's gone, and that's natural.
Yeah. Well, That's fascinating. That's fascinating.
So they didn't find like, out that there was something wrong that this kid just disappeared or
Yeah.
they or moved. They didn't
It
even
just
have that type of
all of a
capacity
sudden
to
he
even
just wasn't.
exactly.
Did she ever try researching like on the?
I asked her at that time because being a nerd and stuff and into that, I was like, "Well, what did you do?" Well, she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, nothing really. I just
Because it would
told
have
my
been.
sister to tell him hi and take care of her. That's it." And
It'd be
I
cool.
was like, "Dude,
Because it kind of makes you wonder where the boy came from.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
what did he pass on the
lit."
property? Did he?
Does this something to do with the house or the family?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. It was in a Bumble, PA, rating or something too that they used
Oh,
to live. So
Bumble PA. Ah. How's that different from our part of PA? No, I'm kidding. we would be in the Bumble part of PA too. Is that
you definitely moved there.
in between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh is Bumble PA
Bumble.
with
Yeah,
quotations, people. Okay. That's where you'll find us.
that's what us Sydney folks say. But yeah.
Well, that's fascinating. I
Mm.
love that. I love that story. I remember growing up as a kid, and I used to have this recurring dream of like going to this beach house and like having a girlfriend at the beach house who was a ghost in the beach house. Like my girlfriend was a ghost, and I knew she was a ghost, but this was a dream, like a reoccurring
Oh,
dream that I had as a kid. And I would go with different friends that never existed to this beach house, and then I'd hang out with my girlfriend that I knew was a ghost that like stayed at the beach house. It's not like the ghost came with me. No, we go to the beach house that she haunts, dwells in, and that's why I get to hang out with my girlfriend at the beach house. Weird, 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 but it reoccurred like every couple of years, like maybe twice, three times a year, or like a
I'm
couple
not
of
gonna
nights in a
lie.
row. Like I'd go to sleep just to try to keep on having that dream because it was enjoyable. It's like like I was a teenager or something, but it's weird. I never knew what the heck that meant, and some psychiatrist in the comments below tell me what that means and help me out because it's still
I'm
messing
not
with me.
gonna. I'm not gonna lie, Connor. This is a very short one, but I was with a guy at some point where he said that his family house is haunted with a ghost that wants to be his girlfriend.
Oh man, maybe it's a sign
It
of
was this is a short story, honestly, but apparently his previous girlfriend, when she went over there, that ghost would mess with her.
Oh wow.
Oh
And I
whoa.
was like, okay, well, I guess this is the end of that.
So it's
But
the movie. It's it's the movie Ghost, but a little flipped. Instead of Hoffman, it's Hoffwoman, and she
yes,
does not like it when there's other real women there with her man.
yeah, apparently. So
And
that
doing
was the end of
pottery.
that. So I wish I could get more, but
And
I
you
didn't
know
want to
what?
dive deeper.
I wish my house was haunted with that kind of ghost.
I mean, it sounds like your dreams are.
It sounds like the male dream, right? Maybe. I don't know. You tell me.
I,
Yet again in the comments, we'll filter it somehow. But you guys tell me what you think.
I was gonna say I've never. I don't think I've ever had a dream like that. I've had some sketchy dreams and scary dreams,
Had the
but
Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray Ghostbusters dream with the belt coming undone and the thing during the montage. Anyway. But Nadia, well, that's that. I mean, we've gotten into many different places in these little tiny short stories. They obviously like, I mean, you put on anything under a microscope, it becomes fascinating, and
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we could. I mean, we could do like an hour just based on every little story, just to like get other people in to talk about the similar encounters, just based on little short stories alone. Um, but no, all this is fascinating. I think the guy with the girl If a ghost
Really
that's
hit home,
jealous
didn't
of
it?
that's something else. That makes life
Ghost
very
whip.
complicated.
The ghost whip.
The ghost whip. Yeah.
All right, Stewie.
It would be. It would be.
Yeah.
That's no, that sounds like a living hell. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it only happened when he went to his like family house. So,
Oh, so it didn't follow him. It was only at the family. Oh my goodness. So
couldn't bring the girl home.
that's a TV show on Netflix. That's like waiting to happen. Hey, hold on before anybody claims the rights. This is us. You heard it from here. You heard it here first on the Digital Dusk podcast, Paranormal podcast. If anybody tries to do it, you owe us a check, please and thank you. Anyway, come this fall.
I mean, definitely could be on something. Disney Channel had the Haunted Hathaway, so
Well, somebody's gonna do it if we don't. So
If these two idiots can have a channel, yeah.
anybody can.
Anybody can.
I believe in y'all. I believe.
But
Okay.
Nadia, your imperial highness, the amazing matriarch that you are,
Try.
taking a sip out of the queen's cup. Um,
The Royal Gauntlet.
Thank you so much for being here. I think you should keep on talking to your coworkers and anybody else that you know who's got a spooky history or like a crazy awesome story. And let's find a way to get them on the show, or you be a correspondent and be like, you guys, listen, this person I know, they just told, like, let's find a way to keep sharing other people's stories, because I think even the weird knowledge is important knowledge, and knowledge is power. Even if it's spooky power, it's power, you know? And I think it's all very important, even if it's the paranormal. I think this might be the chance to normalize the strange and have transparent conversations about things that we don't, fully understand. But man, are they fun to talk about.
Aren't
And
they?
And then there's a lot of people that are afraid to talk
a
about
lot
it.
of people are just afraid to talk about what they don't understand. And I think that's like the reason to talk about it. You know?
I think when we all have our own first experience, we're all like what just happened? Like, people aren't gonna believe me. Like,
Yeah.
like they're gonna think I'm a complete idiot or insane.
Hmm.
Like, that's how I felt when I had my first one. I was like, if I tell somebody about this, are they gonna look at me and be like, "You need to go to a mental hospital"?
Dude, I'm sorry you felt that way, man. I've been through like a whole bunch of supportive environments and working at the haunt. If I told anybody my haunted story, they'd just been like, "This is normal."
Yeah, I mean, I know how you feel. Because
Yeah.
for me, being just a weirdo, like having these things happen, it's just fun. I talk, hey you guys, you see dead people, it's cool, it's cool, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but like, there is other people who have like, there's a stigmata, whether it be religious reasons, political reason, any reason, because of family or just belief, who knows, or just the fact that it's so
Common now.
well, it's common now, but like, things that are ununderstandable, cause others to fear things, and like, especially if you're afraid that maybe your family might fear you. I think that's another good reason why people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but
that's what I thought, because like I was brought up in a Christian home,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, all that's just ghost horror story stuff,
yeah.
and it's
They
always,
said it was demonic, didn't they?
And most people do. I mean, it's either it's one or the other. It's just like that's straight demonic. Or well, we may not know.
That
Not
was
to
my
say.
Christian home. They would say anything's demonic. I couldn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. That's demonic.
Oh, yeah. Well, not everything's demonic. Hail Saturn. Anyway, Saturn lives. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I've always been so open about these things because for me, it's even when I didn't understand it, it's always been a part of my life. So to me, there was a normalcy in the strange. So it was never a big deal. That's why I was so I was so confused when people didn't want to talk about it. And like, I remember when we first started our investigation team, we actually like put out um, like actual flyers, and said like, "Do you have a paranormal
Kind of an
experience?"
investigation team.
Call in. Like, oh yeah. I'm hoping we're hoping that we can do investigations along with the podcast. Like we'll actually get to talk to people who still have access to certain places, and then hopefully, when and how we can get permitted to go to these places and actually have the investigation and see if anything goes on, if we can
Go
give
check it out.
credibility to the claims and the
Hmm.
stories that have
See
been
if
presented to us.
Yeah,
You
see
know.
if we can basically catch the evidence and verify what people are telling us from podcasts, and be like, oh, well, we got this evidence and it verifies what you said,
Yeah.
or hey, we debunked it.
Yeah.
So, and
If you want to ever explore a house in a ghetto.
Hey. Hey.
it's always
There's
a
another
first time.
location that my cousin used to live at. They
Yeah.
they swore up and down. My aunt and my cousin, they swore up and down that the house was haunted at the time. It's straight up in North Philly.
Oh yeah. Hey. Man, I used to live in North Philly. I'm not worried about North Philly. I should
Oh
be, but I'm
really?
not.
A little bit before, a little bit after Board Street and Logan
Yeah.
area.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I mean,
go
I
down
was
there,
near
but you go
Jefferson.
ahead, my man.
Hey man, I had a few nights where like I could not get to my apartment right when I wanted to, and never worried, never worried.
Dog, I worry.
Well, needless to say, we're in the country too, so when you go, it was so weird being there. I mean, things happen, and when I went out here gunshot, I don't know why. I'm just too used to it being in the country. We hear gunshots all the time.
Yeah,
People are shooting shit all the time. So it's like
target
I'm hearing a
practice.
gunshot. I'm like, oh, it's just a regular day that ends in Y for me, But like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm in the city. Like I should not be hearing this. And I look outside, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Can't get to my car now. Well, okay,
It's
cool.
sad. Yeah, I just told my cousin about that a story about gunshots and everything, and she was like, "I'm gonna put this on TikTok. This is amazing." But now I moved, so I'm not hearing the same stories. But it was
Yeah.
wild, man. It was
Yeah,
wild.
no, Northern Philly's fun. It's fun. I mean, you get closer to Temple, you never know that anything else is happening. But
It's
no,
wild.
it's wild, and the contrast there is a one. Um, anyway, but I did that thing again. I totally derailed everything because
I don't know. It sounded like we was about to end the conversation.
we can just talk and talk and talk for hours. Nadia, your Imperial Highness.
Yeah, yep.
Uh, I mean, we've been talking for about 30 minutes now.
Oh, that's a nice amount of time.
Yeah, I think it's an okay amount of time. I
Oh, you want me
think.
to tell more stories? I have more,
Well,
but
I think here's what we should do.
Well, I think I got a story too that
You got a
she
story
probably
too?
might even like.
oh, I want to hear.
Brian's got a story.
Well,
Story time.
after I had a couple experiences with the paranormal, I started getting more interested in it, where I wanted to try to find a new way to prove that it was happening. So I started researching like local paranormal teams in my area, and I actually ended up joining up with a team, and we got to go to a bunch of cool places. But this one place, it's not too far from where I'm living now, but I don't know if they still own the place. But when I ran with that team, I always wanted to not know what the claims were, because I wanted to try to verify what they were experiencing. So I was like, all right. So we're setting up, and it's a beautiful house. Like, I guess the husband passed away, and he made this cool stairwell. And I was setting gear up in the one kid's room. And after I came down, we reviewed the audio, and you could hear plain as day somebody whispering, but it was clear. And it's like, "What's up, little brother?" And I'm like,
Ooh.
and I was like,
Was that like a creepy pedal ghost?
well, the thing was, I don't know, but it sounded like somebody probably in their early 30s calmly saying it, like, "Hey, what's up, little brother?"
Yeah, it sounds like a little creepy pedal ghost.
But then,
I'm sorry, it was his little brother or little sister.
who knows? But
So creepy.
well, then I went outside and I was just kind of getting some fresh air, and I went over and there was this like cement slab, and I stood on the slab, and the minute I stood on the slab, I got this like strong feeling of depression,
Mm.
Aw.
and then this pain through the back of my eye, and it like just was like just like a pressure headache through the back of my eye to the back of my head,
Yeah.
and I was like, what the hell, like I couldn't figure it out. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. So then I moved, and the minute I got off of that, all that feeling went away.
Oh.
Hmm.
So I went over and I said something to the lead investigator of that team, and he got the shittiest grin on his face,
Oh, really?
and he's like, "Where was it?" So I walked him out, and I was like, hey, "It was right here," and he goes, "You might get freaked out here, but," he goes, "the lady that owned the house before this lady did, they were foreclosing on it, and she didn't want to give it up. So she dug a hole right there and blew her head off."
Wow, that's very dramatic. So technically, she still gave it up and in.
True. But who knows what kind of mind state she was in? But like
Yeah.
it was,
But
It
that
wasn't a
was
good
that was
mindset
the spot where
state.
she dug a hole for herself, and then pop,
oh yeah,
and then you felt a sensation in your eye to the back of your head.
yeah, kind of like a odd, weird migraine. Plus,
Yeah, like where she blew her brain out.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
and it was verified from like he would do some research and he'd be able to verify
He
it.
did the research. Did he actually find out what side of the head that she?
Well, I don't think he went that far, but he did some history to see if there was any people that died on the property.
And was the answer was yes?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
and it was a suicide.
And she had dug a hole for herself. And
Yeah, basically.
suicide by gunshot. Oh.
My heart.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee.
I hate to see people go that way.
I know that's really awful, but
Like I don't know what. There's so much depression in the world, and honestly,
Not
now
enough to live for. Mm.
some people just can't stand it, and
and
I
then,
feel that.
and what does it mean that all that kind of energy and that kind of pain is lasted there so long to affect someone who's alive
and
in a time, as far as we know, in the future? Like, this event happened in the past, right? This.
I don't know exactly.
I mean, there's always been things about the phenomenon of feeling of experiencing a strong emotional impact from
Yeah, you
a
can feel
scene.
somebody's like emotions.
Now, you did say this was on a cement pad,
Well,
like stone.
the way their driveway was,
Yeah.
it came up to a slab, and then it came up to the porch.
Okay.
So I was on apparently the exact spot on that slab.
Okay.
And then when I got up onto the porch is when that feeling went away. It was like almost like a quick pressure headache. Kind of like almost like an ice cream headache.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
you're
when it's like freezer
empathetic
brain?
towards
But
that
but it was
sensation.
but it was like only like behind my eye.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
That makes sense. Strong emotions, can affect people.
Strong emotion, and then trauma, even if it's self-inflicted trauma. I mean, that's ooh 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 ooh. I mean, I've never, as far as I know, I have not felt like. Oh, that's so interesting. Like I wonder, like when people feel like joint pain or something, like I wonder, like whether they don't know it or not, they're actually like lining up with some like energy point where somebody like got shot with like a bow and arrow, or
I don't
like.
say that. I get back pain all the time.
Do you really? Do you really? Do you think this?
I'm just a little old.
It's like,
I don't
oh.
want to line up with no type of entity.
It's like,
And my coworkers,
Like I've
my
heard.
friend who owns the house said that the previous owner passed away. Like, come on, man.
well,
Anything happens.
Like I've heard other stories from other paranormal investigators where they all of a sudden get this like weird, strong emotional feeling,
yeah,
and who knows? Like maybe you walk through that spirit.
yeah,
I mean, you know what? It does got me thinking. So you know how like when you talk to somebody, you can like you can feel their enthusiasm and you can feel their anger, and you too can reflect that. Like
yep.
I come to you and I'm like, hey Connor, hey buddy, and you like, hey, how you
So
doing, Imperial Highness?
Imperial
That type
Highness.
of energy just bounces off. Like,
Yeah.
and we're both living creatures. Hopefully, you're still living on this podcast.
Hey man, as far as I know, I am. I mean, I'm still on the same plane that I was yesterday, but who knows? I just had a birthday, and you know, it did get a little wild.
He is a solid mass.
I am a solid mass. That's for
Fernando,
sure.
you're gonna be a zombie. Maybe I didn't turn. This helped that.
Who knows? But as far as I know, we're all here.
But yeah, like you can feel the energy bouncing off of people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you work in customer service, you can feel like the negativity coming from people.
Yes.
And that sometimes will make you in turn be like, or negative back. So when somebody pass away or like die in such a strong emotion, it is unbelievable that you two will be able to feel that for the years to come.
Of course. Well, and that's yet again why I asked like if this happened on a cement pad, because stone apparently is like a conduit.
Yeah, holds memories.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
rocks hold memories, yes.
Limestone's a big factor.
Limestone. I mean, like wood. I mean, you name it. It's like all these like sponges, you know, of energy.
Yeah, that's why they always try to burn stuff down whenever you have a paranormal activity. You gotta burn it down.
Well, some kind of cleansing for sure.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I mean, yet again, no matter what we talk about, to me, it's all fascinating. And these are conversations that, I mean, I could go on for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. I mean, I had a fun time at your house before.
oh, yeah, that's right, Nadia. You came over to one of my to one of my Halloween shows.
Yes. To help out and go grr.
To go girl with some professionalism background, you know, with the background of professionalism from
I
Terror on the Walls.
I go out and I scare people and I go round.
No, but it was. I have a great photo of you from the show too. I think you have them. I think I sent them to you back when you guys were here, like whatever it was, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, it's forever ago,
But,
man.
I
You
think-
went really far.
It was like the nose thing. It was like the plague doctor nose thing or something. I forget.
You went so far.
Yeah, I know. But no, I remember when you were here and you expressed feeling a certain way.
Oh, she tell you, didn't she?
Oh, she did. She did.
You know what?
She did. She totally
I
did.
told her.
Oh, I know. She's terrible. She can't keep anything to herself, that girl. Anyway.
It wasn't that, but I told her, like, she was about to turn off the lights, and we were just the only one in the little warehouse. And I was like, dog, I ain't staying with you. She's like, please. I was like, nah. I ain't staying with you when the demons come out, my girl.
And so I think it's just so interesting that you could feel that presence in that particular back area, because that's where everybody feels it. And whenever anybody...
After I said that,
and
she was like, oh, snap. You felt something? And I was like, dog.
How can you not?
You should play that EVP we got in the purple room.
I mean, I do. It doesn't come off that great off of my phone, but I mean, I can't
Connor, if you
play.
play that, I won't see you for the rest of my life.
But I can play
Whoever
it.
that ever go to that farm for the rest of my
Oh
life.
man, well no, you have to come back because they have to interact with you because
Nah, if you play that, I ain't coming.
they know
I'll
that
see
you
you at the
know.
haunt.
We actually there is a video up of
Oh
our
yeah,
investigation. I think it is still on our original on our Facebook page.
yeah.
It's on our Facebook page.
Or no, no. I think it's on your.
It's not on my YouTube.
Well, if you YouTube Dead Until Dusk Paranormal, it'll come up. It should be this episode 2.
Oh, okay.
I,
Yeah. It might. It's actually on the podcast. It is episode 2. I think I do play it. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah.
Um, no. It's just an EVP, and like yet again, since it is on my phone, it'd be better if I just played it on the computer. But I won't. I think Brian is on the couch, and we're inside the shop in one of the purple rooms, in the purple room, and then I think Brian says something, and I'm like, let me see the flashlight, and then right as I click it, we get an EVP. It's not really super clear, but it's clear enough that you can hear wanted to. And I think it's in response to you saying, why didn't you want to show yourself to us?
no, you said that.
Oh, I say that, and then it's like, can I see the flashlight? Click, and you hear, wanted to. Like, just like that.
Because you said, why won't you show yourself to us? And then I said something. Or no, then you said, where's the flashlight? And I said, what, you see something? And then you hear the click.
Yeah. And then you hear the wanted to. So, but I do know that there's a presence. There's something going on. I mean, we know
Alright,
it.
from the stories that I was told and what I told my girl
Yeah.
was that it sounds like it's maybe in. My girl said it was innocent. It's cool. It's an innocent entity we keeping in the house. It's fine and everything. And I was like, yo, dog, that's what it wants you to think.
That's yeah. Of course.
Paranormal
And I didn't want to be that person to say it, but I told her that was her white side of her.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? You're not wrong.
It was okay with
Want to
the
look at
haunted house.
mushrooms with silver
So,
lining.
My advice to
Mushroom
you, my
clouds.
man, was to get somebody to come in and cleanse the place.
Yeah.
Get some sage. You know what? I could do some shameless promotion of some witch stuff I bought for somebody.
Yeah. So what'd you get? Like white sage, and then
It's right here.
what you
I
got?
don't think anybody from my job watched this, but I got it for a special somebody, and hopefully it will.
You never know. This might make
They're
its way
sure.
around.
What's this? All right, so this is the purification candle from Art of the Root that I got. So hopefully it'll purify their spirit.
Okay.
And then I just gotta wrap it. I'm not wrapping it up. I'm gonna have Dave wrap it. And this
That's
is the
right,
protection candle. So if they use the purification candle first, my idea is that they get purified and the surroundings will be purified. And the protection candle, they could protect that purification right there, keep that positive energy. Because
Okay.
when you got certain supervisors,
You know, it's like
energy, you
two
want
positives make a positive, make a negative, make a positive. We got it.
you're trying to make them be good for the new environments. And
Well, no, I get it. You're checking all the bases. You're making sure the whole thing is covered. You know,
yes, that's from Art of the Root. And
buttoning
everything.
it up.
It's definitely like homemade, handmade or so. It's what my best friend told me, just based off of the wick and everything. This is soy material and it has some sage and everything in it.
Okay. And what's the name of the product line?
Art of the Root.
Art of the Root. Now, none of this is paid for or sponsored by Art of the Root, but
I wish it was.
And you know what? If it's really great, and for all we know it is, so do we. No, that's great. Would you let us know if that works out for your friend? Maybe this can be like a little review for people. You know.
Definitely. Well, she's not my friend, but
Oh, well.
that's what I got it for her. So maybe we can be friends after she cleanses all that spirit. hear it.
If it works, she will be your friend. Don't worry about
Most likely.
that.
Probably be like, oh, thank you. Don't
You
you
know?
got it out.
And if it works, we'll you gotta let us know so you can hear it first, so we can send that to the company so that we can get a check in the mail. That'd be great.
Exactly. If you ever have any type of negative supervisors or anybody in management, purification,
Purification,
protection.
certification. You got it.
Does that repel the living?
I wish.
Hey. But no, that's great, Nadia. That's great. What's the name of that product again?
Oh yeah, it's Art of the Root. It's from a witchy site. Can
Oh.
you see it? Am I?
Move
Did I do it right or no?
Move
Because
it a little to the
it's actually flipped.
in around your the other way then. Ah, right there. Purification. It's a little blurry, but hey, we talked about it enough. I think everybody could look it up and figure it out.
Sorry, my man. My camera really sucks.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I went out and actually got just a special little webcam so that we have a little bit better quality when we're filming. So.
I did get mine from like on a flash sale too.
Oh,
Not for it's for the audible right here. But yeah,
wow. Oh wow.
I mean, yeah.
This
Good
little
luck with
this
your
short.
ghost stream. You know what? I just watched this horror movie about Batty Bat, which is the Filipino dream demon. It goes by another name, but I cannot pronounce it.
Okay.
So hopefully it's just a ghost dream and not Batty Bat, which would be a dream demon.
Okay.
I would hope not.
Well.
Sounds like the whole like Nightmare on Elm Street theme.
A little bit.
I mean,
So
oh snap! Do you mind if I tell you one more story about like a dream demon?
we do not mind whatsoever. Please go ahead.
All
Tell
right,
us.
so at my previous location, where my mom natal family lived, my mom house, my cousin, now she my girl. She get on my nerves, but she my girl. So
You know what?
family.
I hear you.
she came to me with some complaints.
Yeah.
She comes up to me and she says, "Nadia, your imperial highness."
Yeah.
She said, "Every time I sleep in your little sister's room, I get sleep paralysis." And I was like, "You mean every time?" And she was like, "Every time. I'm not sleeping in it no more. I get sleep paralysis. I see shadows and I get pressure on my stomach." And I was like, "Dog, well, that sounds rough, my man. I guess you can sleep on the couch or in my room." So when she told me that about her sleep paralysis, and me bringing up the story kind of reminded me of what happened. It was in the back of my head. I didn't even think about it until now.
Okay.
So back when my little sister was around about 2 or 3, like we're like 13 years apart. So back when she was around about 2, 3 years old, we slept on my floor. I set up like a blanket and some pillows and everything, and we would sleep on my floor next to my bed, like like a little camp out. I hear whispers, just something going. I'm not hearing clear what's happening, but I just hear the whispers. I'm close to the closet, and she's close to like my actual bed, to the under the bed part. And then I'm like, oh wait, who's whispering? And I'm just hearing whispers. And then I turn, and I'm like, hey, buddy, Lily, hi. Are you whispering? Are you talking? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Well then, I'm right here, and I'm obviously not talking to you. So, who are you talking to? And she says, I'm talking to the man under the bed. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, the man under the bed. And it was very distinct as a man under my bed. So I was like, here I am laying down, and I'm just like, if I look? What if I see him?
Yeah.
But then again, she can't be playing with me. She's a baby. What she mean a man under my bed? Why is he under my bed? So I'm just like, it was like 2 seconds of me silence and my brain going through like 50 million scenarios, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I was just about to say, at what point do you scream for the adult or look under the bed? Which
then
one
I
did
looked
you
under the
choose?
bed, got up, jumped out my room, jumped over everything, opened the door, and ran straight to my mom's room. I was like, your daughter is over there talking to men under my bed.
Your daughter. No, I am not your daughter anymore because that one is messed up and it came from you. I'm the one that's in the right. That one's talking to dead people, Ma. Sort that one out. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And
Exactly.
so
No,
wait,
she was a baby. She was young. It was too young to just be going.
how old was she?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna say she's around 2, but I want to say she's around 3, because I said 2 or 3, but now like it was enough to be a sentence of the man under the bed. So I'm gonna say around about 3 or 4.
And you've never heard that whispering before. You only
Never,
never.
never. I used to babysit this kid, and I was just so freaked out.
That's hilarious.
And like, because when I brought up the story about my cousin with the sleep paralysis and everything, that's when I thought of that one at that moment. I was like, oh snap, that did happen. And then I told my cousin this too, and she was like, all right, well, I ain't gonna sleep in her room no more. So, has she ever slept in her room? No.
Never.
Have I ever heard anything from this man under my bed? No. Will I keep it that way? Yes.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, for all you know, the man's still under the bed.
I have a strict policy of don't bother me.
Do not engage. Do not
Supernatural or
engage.
not. It's a strict policy, because I swear to you not, I did come back and I was so angry. And I was like, dog. No. No.
So you used your own energy to tell them what was going to happen. And it's like, and here's what's going to happen. You are not going to mess with me. You can mess with everybody else, and that's fine. But I know.
Well, dog, when you say it like that, it kind of makes it, you making it make sense to me that all my life I've been stopped by a whole bunch of psychics on the street just praising me for my energy.
Well, and so, well, then that must, you must have like a strong push, you know? I mean, Nadi, Imperial Majesty.
I try.
I, I mean, I know because of acting and actually like being around you in Philadelphia. You have extremely high energy. Like you are a high energy person, and I don't even mean that by with a big, like you have a strong aura. You have a high energy. You know, you are a being of light.
When the first time I heard that,
Oh, and it won't be the last time either.
and that'd be nice. It wouldn't be. I like to have a consistent amount of energy, aura wise.
That just means that you're an incredibly special person, and I feel incredibly special and honored that you were here with us to talk tonight and share just some of the stories that you have from your life. And I have a feeling we're gonna hear a lot more.
I mean, if you want to, I have some.
Well, I would love to. I would love to. I would love to hear anything.
Yeah, definitely. The coworker thing, and that's so. I would be surprised if she came on. She's.
Okay.
Every time I bring up something like involving religion or supernatural, I always tell her, I'm like, you're the most religious person I ever met. But she's not. She's one of the most religious people I've known in a Christian way. So I don't know how.
Well,
I don't know how she would come about to talk on,
whatever makes her comfortable, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And if you can find a way to talk to her about it and make her understand that this is just totally fine. We're just talking like we would
But I do have another coworker who claims that her cousin sees ghosts. She's about to not be my coworker by February 2nd, but I can see if she'll do it.
We might need to pencil that in either before or after everything settles down.
I can see because she's very high energy as
Okay.
well, and she's super nice. She's a very nice lady.
Okay.
They're all nice.
Most high energy people are. There's just high energy.
Yes.
It's just I know I'm a magnetic phonetic crazy person half the time.
I
So
think they used to diagnose that as ADHD.
I mean, we all got it, right?
I think we all have it. Just some people have it a little bit more than others.
They like skip diagnosing it in like the 90s, so
Yeah,
we're just
yeah,
been
yeah.
running around.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Now it's just post 2020. Okay. Anyway, Nadia, Her Imperial Majesty, as she takes a wonderful sip from a sippy. It's been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much for being here. I think.
Oh.
Can you believe that our little 15-minute little session has lasted an hour already?
What?
Yeah, we've been talking for an hour as of right now.
Dude,
Can
I
you
have like
believe that?
little tiny stories. I didn't expect that.
Well,
Okay.
this is what happens. Little stories, and then we discuss them, and then it just goes into another story and another story, and this is why we have more time. We will have more time to talk about more stories. You're gonna get off now, and you're gonna think to yourself, "Oh my gosh, I've got this. Oh my gosh, I got that." They're just gonna start popping up now forever. So you're just gonna have to start making a list of, okay, these are the stories that I gotta talk with Connor about for the Den Till Dusk Paranormal Podcast.
You kind of make me revisit my life. Why is so many people around me seeing ghosts?
Well, it just might be a motif in your life that you need to accept that you are one of the very special few who get to experience these things on a regular basis, and I think it's an incredibly special thing. I'm honored by the fact that I get spooked out sometimes by myself and things that I don't truly understand, and I think it's great.
Actually, I remember the one funny story on our one investigation. We were down in the basement of remember the lodge?
Yeah.
And you went down to get your recorder, and all of a sudden we hear Connor scream and come running up.
Oh, why was that? What
Because
happened?
you just turned your recorder off and you heard somebody.
Is that it? Did I just hear something downstairs with me?
Yeah, you heard somebody downstairs with you, and you were the only one down there.
Yeah, and I didn't have any of it. I was like, no. If the recorder will get the evidence, I'll get out of here. How about that?
You just screamed really funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Because all we hear is this thumping up the steps, and we're tearing down the rest of the gear, and then there's the guy that was the maintenance man there.
Yeah.
That got us in.
Yeah.
And he's like, "The hell?"
I guess because
I'm
I
with
ran,
you on
I
that,
didn't
Connor.
remember this one.
I would like to think I'm a repellent for ghosts. I would hope that I am.
Okay.
For the rest of my life.
I just remember that because you were down there, you had your 360 mic.
Yeah.
Down there.
Yeah.
And I just hear all of a sudden you're like, I'm going down to get my recorder, and then I'm already tearing up, getting other gear put away, and we were done for the night. I think it was 4 a.m.
Yeah, something like that.
We spent quite a few hours there, and then no sooner he went down and packed that up, we were hearing this.
Right back up. Yeah.
He's like, I just turned off the recorder and I heard somebody
Yeah,
down
I
there.
think that's as soon as I pressed stop, that's when I heard a a cough or something.
I
can't remember
sound
what
like
it
somebody
was.
clearing their throat.
Yeah, Connor, you gotta know they feed off your fear, my man.
And it was we were pressing record, and as soon as I pressed, stop, it was and I'm thinking I could hear the in my freaking ear. It's I don't need it. This is my second investigation. I don't need this. But we've been here for hours.
Stop, Connor. You gotta be like, yo, you wanna say that on a record? Hold on.
Right? It's yeah, that's why you need 2 recorders. But hey, that's when we learned, even when you're recording, when you say you're going to stop recording, keep recording.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, if you got a 20th century ghost, I would do the same thing. I would wait till you stop.
Yeah, I think, after you get hissed at, pushed on, and after you've had your first time, so you get a little bit better with it, right?
You get
Right,
braver. You get
right.
braver.
Yeah,
It's like those
experiences.
wings.
Yeah.
It's like the hot sauce. You get a little braver each time.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I got touched, I got freaked out.
Yeah, when these things happen, you have one or two options: freak out or not, or it's like it's fight or flight. That
Right.
don't
So
make
you were
sense.
touched.
What's
Oh
going
yeah,
on? Yeah, Brian's been touched
yeah.
for sure.
I went.
And you was okay. I know you say you freaked out, right?
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't run, but I was like, there's nobody behind me.
Yeah,
I
well,
felt
yes,
somebody touch my back.
yeah. Of course, it's gonna startle you.
Ah, like I love listening to paranormal stuff, but I don't want it to happen to me.
You don't want it to happen to you. See, I love listening to it, and not enough of it happens to me. I feel, or maybe so
Yeah,
much
like
happens to me that when it does happen to me, it just isn't as impactful. I don't even know.
Well,
Doug, I don't like when regular people touch me. I go,
Alone if you can't see them.
I'll be like, ah!
Spray in the air. You spray
Yeah, I'm gonna
yourself.
throw salt. And just, like, I want to throw salt at regular people. Salt and some fish. I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta go.
I think the worst thing I ever had was we were investigating a house where there was this kid that had Asperger's,
Okay.
and he was being taunted by this like spirit. We weren't sure if it was just negative or demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely negative. What a dick spirit. Come
Yeah.
on.
Right.
And I was like, we were doing like a basic EMF sweep to see if we could figure out like where like the pockets of like electricity are actually, so we knew what if we were getting a
If the anomaly was natural, if it was
it
some
was
natural thing
natural
that might be
or
messing with them. Yeah.
yeah, because we wanted to just make sure it wasn't high EMF because high EMF can affect you
Yep. Absolutely.
mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
And I was up around the kid's room, and I was like, well, I don't like the fact that it's messing with this little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if you're such a big spirit, I said, why don't you mess with me? Because I don't like anything messing with kids,
Yeah.
living or dead. And I'm just like, oh, you're big and bad, and you're messing with this kid. Like, mess with me. And I started getting a burning on the back, in my back, like right around in the center of my back.
Yeah.
And it just felt like somebody put hot coals on my back.
That definitely sounds demonic.
A little bit.
And I had scratches that showed up on my back.
Yeah.
And
Was it three?
No, I think it was just two.
Okay. I mean, that's not, one scratch, two scratches, three scratches. It's any scratch is usually something that doesn't like you.
Plus that case too, we caught.
Exactly. I learned from my cat.
Yeah.
All joking aside, but yeah, it definitely sounds like a negative entity.
Yeah,
Sure.
I believe it was, and I think we ended up having like somebody come over to bless the house then,
As you should.
and I don't think they had it. I think it helped.
Hey, I like my demons and my spooks. Thank you very much. I like it scary. Do you know we have a haunted house in there? We built the haunted house for the haunted house.
You know, I left that same night because I wasn't going to spend the night at the haunted house.
I know that. When she told me that, I just was floored. I was like, nobody tells me these things. They just get scared and leave.
How about this? That Jasmine was like, "Can I come with you?" And I was like,
I know.
"Why?"
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is affecting 1 and 2. They're dropping you like flies.
She was like, "I can't stay here another night," and I was like, "Okay, sure. I didn't stay any nights, but yeah, let's
In case
go."
anybody wonders, it's quite lovely over here. We just have some extra guests. That's all.
You
That's
still
all.
have the horses,
That's
right?
all. We still have the horses. They're still here. I know. We have everything that you want to see except for the ghost.
Farm. I like that. I
Well,
like
hey, we're still here. We're
farms.
still here, and we would love to have you back anytime, as long
Nah,
as you
nah,
feel
you live
safe.
far, but I appreciate
You're like,
it.
nah, this is as good as it gets from me.
Yeah, like
This
you
is
gotta legitimately pick
just
me
as
up and then
close as
promise to
I
drive
like
me home.
it. I don't care if it's 6 feet or 600,000 miles.
Yeah, pick me up and promise to drive me home before I finish it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
There we go. I know what the ticket is. All right, so, oh, Nadia, Your Imperial Highness.
It's like the fourth time we did this,
Oh
but
yeah, no,
yes.
it never stops. It's never gonna stop. No, no.
We
This-
keep going back
I,
into
I
conversations.
asked you, and now this is what you're gonna get.
No, I mean like every time we're about to edit, we go back into another conversation. But
There we go. Well, I'm hoping that we will be editing these from now on, because otherwise, like, I don't mind it just being straight up open like this. Like, it can just be an hour long. We just talked to Nadia, and this is exactly how it went. Because to me, that's real. I mean, that's what happened. And
mm,
we didn't have a script. We didn't know exactly what you were going to talk about. It's just like, you call us, and then what you got to talk about? Let's hear your story. And that's exactly what happened for like an hour and 10 minutes.
I mean, it'd probably be good if you do edit it and then also release the non-edited
Oh
version
yeah, no.
on like
Either way, right
Spotify or
now,
something.
the non-edited version is gonna go onto the YouTube page.
What?
Um, it's just gonna go into like the fake, not the fake, the private,
This your partner. This is your man.
the private page, because we have not launched anything on the official like Dental Dusk Facebook page, or only on our private pages.
We talked about it, I think,
Yeah.
on like the feed on
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, but we want it to be looking really fancy and stuff, and we keep on getting a little fancier each time. And either way, it's an archive. It's an
Yeah,
archive
yeah.
for our humble beginnings. And I don't care if people see this; then they know we're real when we act like this anyway. So it's like, okay, cool, yeah, this is
I mean,
us.
what would they think you are? Deep face? What's that thing everybody have, Dave?
Deep fake. What they did, Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian.
Yes! Deep fake!
My name is
Yes!
Luke
I love it,
Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. Whatever you need.
Dave. Exactly. Those people are gonna think you're deep face. Come on, my man.
No, no, no. It's me. It's all me. The
Dude,
recognition.
I think you're very focused on trying to seem real for the people when I got a box right there and I got this TV movie that called Look Away on the background.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That that movie sucked.
I trimmed out the TV, so we get none of the TV, but.
Good, because that movie sucked.
You heard it from her. You heard it from
Maria,
her.
an alienated high school student, has her life turned upside down when she switched places with her sinister mirror image. But man, I'm not gonna lie, I love horror movies. I love watching them. I watch first class horror movies. I watch B horror movies. I watch C horror movies. I even watched what's that movie about the turkey killing people? Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, I was lined up to watch this with my roommates because I guess that's like this terrible, horrible movie you have to watch.
It's super horrible. Yeah.
We've already watched Lamageddon. We watched Lamageddon. I have film of us watching Lamageddon and reacting to it.
It's horrendous. This is the best thing is to watch with a group of people because it's so bad.
I'm just so happy that they like replay Lamageddon at the end of Lamageddon because it's so horrible and there's so many like dropped storylines that it's like, oh shit, what? Oh yeah, that's right, that person existed, and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so bad, but so worth your time and energy.
Yeah.
Kind of like
See-
Sharknado.
Sharknado, it's the same.
I love the Sharknado series. It's just so bad. And then they had freaking Muniz, and I was like, I could watch that.
It's like I watched like I think I didn't watch all of them, but I've watched at least up to 3, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so stupid, but it's funny.
Exactly.
Like when
I
they're
mean,
on the
yeah.
airplane and it's like storming out, and all of a sudden they seen something fly by the window, and they're like, "What was that? It's happening again."
The sharks are coming. Yeah, I mean, I watch like a ton of horror movies, and I watch like there's so many. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god,
I like the
the
ghost
crappy ones,
ones.
the good ones.
Well, then maybe we might have to have like a little review of like the next upcoming terrible good horror movie thing. I don't know, Nadia.
Find like a good comedy horror.
You tell us.
I recommend. So I watched Thanksgiving about
Thanksgiving. See,
3 weeks ago
okay.
with my cousin and her boyfriend, and we were supposed to watch like an actual horror movie, and I was like, okay, y'all taking too long, so I put this on,
Yeah.
and it starts out with boobs, just unadulterated
Boobs.
boobs.
Oh my god,
No
boobs.
No shirt, and she's just running. Da 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 da. And she's like, I think she's a porn actress. I don't know, but her name is in the title, so I'm like, okay, she must be important. So she's da 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 da. Her boobs are just running. The screen is on the titties. Turkey comes and kills her.
First 10
That's
minutes.
it.
First 10 minutes.
That's a wrap. I'm watching the whole movie.
Oh my god. Okay, so maybe we have to. Okay, we have to do this. You've never seen it? I've never seen it. The
Yeah,
other
you gotta
roommates
watch
were talking
Paranormal.
about
It's
it.
good.
I think we gotta watch it and then have a review.
Another good one.
There's
was
3
Slither.
movies. It's a trilogy.
Oh,
It's a trilogy.
Yes.
Oh my god!
it's a turducken.
It's a turducken of a good time.
I brought it into my friend group and said, hey, I'm watching Thanksgivings. And everybody was like, oh my God, I watched this too. I was like, y'all nerds. God, it's horrible. They are horrible.
I don't think I could like watch that by myself, but with a group of people under the right
You have to
settings.
watch it. Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it gladly. Oh my
Watch it with a group of people under the influence of drugs and alcohol. That's all I have to say.
I didn't say it, but Nadia did. Okay.
That's what I said. Or how you watch it and all you do is just talk crap about the movie the whole time, which makes it a good experience.
And worth the experience, mind you. That's where the fun is. It's tearing it apart while it's happening in front of you.
Yeah, it's the experience. You're right.
Yeah, but there was this one movie. It was called Slither.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Actually,
I
I like it. I like Slither. It's nice and messed up. I like
Yeah,
Slither.
it's like
And
a
it had
cult
its
horror.
funny
I like
part.
that
That's
one.
good. I like when the chick is all like giant and she's like, they're gonna rip me apart. Oh, she starts. Ooh.
What about the part when the guy's like all big and like he's got all these tentacles and
Oh
stuff
yeah, and then
coming
he
off
like.
of him, and he's walking through the field and they're hunting him,
Yeah, and the
and
guy.
the old guy's like, that looks like something that fell off my dick during the war.
See, I like movies like that, along with like the Aliens movie, Aliens 1, Aliens 2, Aliens 3, Aliens 4, and then like
yeah.
Aliens 5 and shit and stuff like that. Excuse my language.
No,
But yeah,
it's all
I
good.
love movies like
We're well past the 10-minute point, so we're good.
Oh, so then we're just having a jolly old good conversation. Which is
yeah.
excellent. Because we have like really good, crappy, not really good, really bad, crappy movies. Is Prime, Amazon Prime.
That's where it all is right now. Amazon Prime. This is the source and home of all of your really good, really bad movies, people. Please go check them out. Streaming live right now. Maybe not live. Live wasn't the word, but streaming right now.
Yeah, that's why crappy
We're not
movies
paid
on
for it by
Prime.
Amazon Prime, but we're willing to be.
A lot of crappy horror movies are on Amazon Prime, and I'm like, okay, if I want to watch my B, C rated horror movies, I'll go straight to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so we'll be sure to go check that out. I think we should. We should all watch Thanksgiving. We'll find some way
Yeah,
to
you
make
should watch it.
some giant group Thanksgiving thing review. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either if we
So
watch it individually
bad.
and like play it, and everybody's like reacting at the same time, like the little screen where like everybody's in like the movie would be in the middle, and like we're all just and it's like, oh, but everybody's doing it. I don't know.
Do that. I love watching horror movies. Oh, here's a fun tidbit about the Thanksgiving movies. You ready? So, the turkey that does all the killing is one of the actors from the movie Hook.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
Oh wow.
He
Was it
They
Rufio?
were
Rufio?
in that
Rufio?
movie, and then they played as the turkey from Thanksgiving.
They're the turkey?
What's the turkey even look like? Is it like massive?
Who's the actor? Who's the what are they playing in
Dun,
Hook?
dun, dun.
Oh, okay. So this is trivia, people. If you know, please write it down in the comments. If you don't know, go check out Hook and find figure it out. I was trying to say words really fast and I couldn't do it at all.
It happens to the best of us.
Okay, sorry, Nadia. It's late. My birthday was yesterday.
Happy belated.
Thank you so much. So, I'm definitely in my robe and everything. We were almost not gonna do any interview today, but I said no. I'm gonna put on my big boy pants and we're gonna do it. I'm gonna toughen it out.
I'm
I
proud
feel
of
fine. But
I
yeah,
am
no,
because I don't know the next time I will be able to do this.
I definitely partied a little too hardy. So.
As you should, as you should.
But yet again, thank you so much for being
Yes, of
here.
course. I'm happy to help
I mean,
out. I
physically
enjoy
you weren't
horror
here, but
and
I'm so glad.
supernatural.
I'm so glad that we were able to catch you, and I'm so glad you'd be able to be super comfortable in your own home. You know, there's
Dun, dun, dun.
there's nowhere else better to talk than the comfort of your own home, and that's it's one of the fortunate parts about doing these podcasts. You know, it's like, okay, you get to be comfortable as you want to be while we talk, so it's great. You know, I'm in a robe. It's great. You know, I'm in PJs too.
I like.
Only
I
job
let
you
you
don't have
guys
to
know
put on pants
if
for.
you want any more horror stories. Let
I
me
do.
know.
I want you
Once
to
again,
keep
I tell you, my coworker, her daughter, currently still around.
Yeah.
She has a whole bunch of childhood stories.
Well, then maybe if you can.
I think she told me about 5 already, and I should take up a nice amount of time.
I think yeah, you need to either get these stories memorized completely, or convince her to call in and tell these
Yeah,
stories.
I know one like super completely. That stuff was traumatizing. My heart went ba 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 listening to her tell it. So I remember a good like 3 of them.
Okay. Well, hey.
But yeah,
Because
next time.
and only yeah, exactly. Only because we've already gone an hour. Let's give you time to think about some more stories so we can fill up another hour full of her Imperial Highness's Nadia's hour of stories of the paranormal side. I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me. I like this segment right now, actually.
Forget my crappy storytelling.
Only if we get a sponsorship through Amazon Prime. Don't forget to check it on Thanksgiving and all the other titles that they have.
And the nice little witchy candles.
And the witchy candles from where again?
It's Art of the Root, so hopefully they do work. If not, if anybody in your audience let me know about any small time business that do some witchy stuff, I would love to buy some to actually
Excellent.
make my work environment better.
You know what? I think I might be able to have some contacts. I might be able to tell you, give you some names.
Is it Delco Witchcraft?
That's one of them. Except that's.
I know.
Isn't Karen great? Isn't Karen? I bought a print from her. I bought her patron saint of Philadelphia. I bought the print.
Yeah. So the gritty one, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I want to buy whenever she makes anything of Eastern State. I'm gonna buy it up. I'm gonna buy it up.
See, I knew it was Delco Witchcraft because I was thinking about them too. But then I bought this from Art of the Craft.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check out Delco Witchcrafts on Facebook. Some amazing art, some amazing witchcrafts made just for you. So please go check them out. Thank you so much, Nadia. Yet again, I mean, we've gone over an hour. I tell you, we could just keep on going for more hours, but I think we need to split this up so we can figure out how to edit this up and how to turn this
it's gonna be a long editing.
Well, and then how to turn this into the Imperial Majesty Nadia's finest hour. With the Paranormal Podcast.
I'm sorry, I can't help it with my wrong. Okay, it's the liquors.
It's all good. Nydia, I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. I love that you came forward and wanted to talk with us. And I love the fact that you want to continue to talk with us. I think
I can do that.
I'm very grateful to have you in my life. as a friend. So thank you.
I try my best.
Oh, I know you do. I know you
Yeah,
do.
yeah, I can always reach out.
I
Yeah,
know.
maybe in the future, maybe if she would want to join us on a case.
We're gonna find our way to Eastern State Penitentiary. Oh yes, no, girl.
Oh yeah, Easter State, I'll go.
It's gonna
That's
happen.
so close to me.
We're,
I'm such a homebody,
we're
body,
gonna
but I
go
will go there.
anywhere in Philadelphia. Maybe outside of this house that you grew up in one time. Well, maybe we could like talk and be like, we were in front of the house. We'll figure it out. I know it's in North Philly. We got like it's logistical things, but hey,
You know what?
no, don't
Fun
joke
fact, Keith
around.
from costume department, he used to explore haunted, not haunted, but
I
abandoned
know.
buildings.
I know. Do you know that I worked in LBI with Keith for a little bit?
Nah, let me get on my nerves. I used to ride by haunted buildings going to work, and I told him about it. He was like, "Yay!"
Yeah,
Not haunted, but
he's got a crazy
empty.
story. Maybe one time we'll get him to tell it. Because he and Karen share that story. Anyway, Nadia, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and I hope we have you again, like really soon, real soon, because
Listen,
it's been a lot of fun talking to you.
I know. How long have we been talking?
As always, hey, I can't wait. Next time I'm in Philadelphia, I'm gonna reach out, and hopefully we link up. Go to Eastern State, take some photos, talk about some experiences, and line some cool stuff up.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure it's after I get my second vaccine, which will be, pretty soon.
We
So.
will, we will. We see you rocking the bandage right now. How you feeling? No extra toes, no extra nothing. Everything's good. Not too itchy, not too cold.
I'm keeping update with the CDC on regards to all of this.
Okay, okay,
Itchy, swollen, everything's fun.
cool, good. Well,
Can you see sounds and smell colors?
I wish. This is very exciting, actually.
well
I mean,
I'm so
that
glad.
sounds like a superpower.
It could be the
Well,
superpower.
it might be. I'm
It
so
would be a
glad.
crappy superpower. No, that. Oh, shit.
Well, I'm glad you're one of the very first wave of people to get this shot, and hopefully it's something that everybody can get. Very
Never.
very soon.
Yep.
You know.
I think we'll test it out for all of everybody.
Well, thank
So
you
if
so much,
I grow
Nadine.
horns, return into a zombie.
We are, you know what, because of you, we may get to, keep on
Please,
going
yeah,
as a
please
race.
don't smash my brain in. Just chain me up until you find a cure.
Hey, it's all good. I'm an organ donor myself, but I don't think they want it. They don't want my organs. I know that much. I barely do. Anyway, all
All
right.
right, let's wrap this up, my man.
I was just about to say, at this point, it will be an hour and a half. So let's see how much of this makes the light of day. All of this will make it onto our private Facebook page, and you will get a link to this. And from that link, you can check out everything else that we posted so far.
That sounds nice.
So-
Nice meeting you. I forgot your name.
Brian. Yet again, this has been
Brian.
Brian, and I am Connor, and this has been the Imperial Highness Nadia talking with us about some ghost stories growing up, and some coworkers who have some ghost stories too. Nadia, thank you so very much for being here.
It's been fun talking with you.
Bye.
Hey, take care and be safe out there, okay?
Can I do that? No, I can't. Bye.
Bye. All right, Nadia.